It's a new month, which means it's time to play my TBR game again, which is inspired by the game Snakes and Ladders. It's pretty self-explanatory. I pick my reads with it every single month. I do 5 rolls if I completed my TBR last month, 6 if I didn't. I don't think I did. If I hit a snake, I have to go down and add another roll, and if I hit a ladder, it's a reward prompt and I get to go up. So I always want to hit the ladders. July is an exciting month because I have a readathon that I'm participating in. I'm not hosting any, but I have one that I'm very excited to vlog and to just be part of the community. I love readathon so much. And in July, I am participating in Tarot Readathon. I have my tarot deck here. You do not need one to participate. Last year I didn't have one and I just used an online generator. I'll leave Deja's video linked down below. Essentially, you pull tarot cards and each tarot card has a prompt associated with it. And there are teams. It is technically a competitive team-based readathon, but I find it very chill because you kind of just go at your own pace. I personally will be doing a vlog for it where I pull cards as I go, and that's how I choose my reads. But I know some people sit down and they pull like 10 cards up front, 5 cards up front, 2 cards up front, as many as you want to do. You can read for. There's no like minimum card pulls you have to do or how you have to do it. I'll be joining Team Swords because I have to support my girl Lexi, but definitely check out all of the teams. I had so much fun last year, so I'm excited that it's back again. That's really all I have going on. A chill month. June is always crazy for me with like so many birthdays and stuff, so I'm excited for July's chillness. I did not complete my TBR, so we have some rolls to do. I think that's all I gotta say, so let's get right on into it. We ended on nature on the cover last time. Roll 1, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We landed on single POV, and for this one I decided to let my patrons pick. They do get to pick on one TBR pick a month. I give them a poll and they get to decide. I gave them 5 options. I gave them Play Nice by Rachel Harrison, Cold Eternity, Arcana Academy, Riftborn, and Between Life and Death. And the winner easily was Riftborn by Greenwich and Lennox. This is written by 2 authors, and that actually kind of has me excited. I've had good luck with the things I've read that are co-authored. I didn't think I would. I always thought that that would make things murkier and characters feel not as consistent. Oh, I should tuck this piece of paper in. Just my gift note from Deb because she got it for me for my birthday. Thank you, Deb. And I've actually thought that the characters almost have more personality because of these 2 authors and almost more consistency because there's 2 authors like watching for it. Zodiac Academy and the Bond by Thorn series, which are some of my favorites, both of those, are both co-authored. And so I'm very, very excited for this one. I don't know much about it. In this one, I know that she has to join the guard or face execution. Her power has been used at a bad time. She did not mean to use it. A general sees her. Normally that would set her to execution, but he's like, I'll keep your secret if you come and work in my army and you let me train you and you make a difference. So I'm excited. I love a good training scene. I typically like a more military setting. I feel like often they end up discussing very heavy themes of power corruption. I feel like it's very front force or front face for you to like really look into the lies and the propaganda sometimes. I'm definitely excited for this, and I'm really glad my patrons picked it for me. I was not expecting it to win, but they've got good choice, obviously. Roll 2. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next we landed on fantasy, which is pretty much anything I read. This is a square that's so open. I don't force myself to not pick a romantasy for this either. If it's got a fantasy setting, it counts in my head. However, there is one book that is a fantasy that I have been thinking about reading for a while, and I feel like July is the time. It's been sitting on my TBR for a very long time. I think that this could be an absolute win or a failure. It's an older book. It's a very loved book. I've read from this author before and DNF'd her series, but I've heard better things or like things that make me think I'm gonna like this series more than the other one, which was a standalone but also a series. Any guesses what it is? Any guesses? It's been on my TBR for 4 or 5 years now, and I haven't gotten rid of it, and I think that says something, and I think I'm ready. I think I'm in the mood to read it. I've been thinking about it. I've put it in a lot of polls recently, which is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I know literally nothing about this besides like that I've heard people who know my reading tastes say that there's a chance I could like this. There's also a chance I couldn't. That's always a thing with me. I know there's something about clairvoyancy, and I know there's a rebellion in this. Rebellion is such a buzzword for me. I always want to read more things about that. I feel like I've been in a more fantasy leaning mood currently, and so I really want to give this a try. I really want to love it. I feel like if I'm going to love it, now is the perfect time to read it. You probably already know what this is about because it was so popular once upon a time, but clairvoyancy in all forms has been decreed a criminal offense, and those who practice it have been forced underground to avoid vicious punishment. A clairvoyant underworld has developed, combating persecution and evading capture. Paige Mahoney, a powerful dream walker operating in the Seven Dials district of London, lives a double life using her unnaturalness illegally while hiding her gift from her father. She works high up in the Scion regime. That sounds interesting to me. Anyone else? Roll 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next up, we landed on Human, and for this one, I'm going to be putting When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. This has been on my TBR for like 3 months. I keep putting it on. Since it came out, I've been putting it on. I love Nat Cassidy. I've given him 5 stars, given him 4 stars. I've also given him 3 stars, but all of his books have spoken to me, and so he's an auto-buy author. However, I heard some scary things about this one, and so I've been putting it off, and also just haven't really been in the horror mood. I feel like I'm starting to want to read horror again. I feel like I have burnt myself out a little bit on some other genres, so I want to get to this. I think it'll be perfect in the summer. I've heard it's a little bit more like horror movie, B-level slashery, which I can really like. I feel like all of his stories just have had such a deep personal connection to them that the reader really feels because the author really feels it, and I'm very intrigued by this one. I believe there's some father issues with this one. I believe a boy and a woman find themselves running from their lives from a desperate father. And I know there's some imagery about like wolves and stuff in this, which is why it's called When the Wolf Comes Home. I'm not sure if there's actually werewolves in this or anything. I just know that like the imagery is gonna be there. I am expecting it to be weird. I feel like all of his books are weird. I'm very excited for this one. I think that this is going to be my vibe when I finally get to it, but I've just wanted to make sure I'm in the right headspace to give this everything and to give it its perfect chance because I do love Nat Cassidy so much. And truly I am such a mood reader. My mood really does dictate what I read, what I like in my reading, all of that. So hopefully this one is good for us. Roll 4, 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, a skip. And we move up. Oh, the board is really nice. It gave us a skip, which means I don't have to do anything. I get to skip this. I get to act like I never landed on anything. I don't have to pick a book, which means that my TBR is nice and empty, even though I'm going to read a lot of books next month regardless. Roll 5. 3. 1, 2, 3. We landed on friend pick, and I decided to ask Deja because she is the co-creator of Tarot Readathon. I just feel like it made sense. So I asked her to pick me any book, literally anything, and she just sent over her clip, so let's watch it together. I have no idea what I'm about to get.
Hello Cassidy's channel, my name is Deja. As Cassidy has probably told y'all, I am one of the hosts for the Tarot Readathon, and Cassidy told me that she got a friend pick for her TBR and asked me to choose a book. Thank you so much for participating, Cassidy, and for letting me pick a book for you. I'm so excited. I know that you're more of like a fantasy romantasy girly. I love your vlogs so much, and I read more like horror thriller kind of area, and so I decided to lean into that because I know occasionally you do go into horror, and we do actually have some horror faves in common. I was looking through your favorite horror and thriller shelf, and we do have quite a few in common. So I went with 2 that I thought were kind of good for this time of year because even though the Tarot Readathon is more like tarot based, obviously, it's right smack dab in the middle of summer, and so for me it's the perfect chance to read some of the Summerween books that are on my TBR. And so I have 2 books that I feel like could kind of fit that theme, and you get to just choose whichever one that you want. And so the first one is kind of a classic horror book here on BookTube, and that is The Troop by Nick Cutter. This one follows a group of Boy Scout boys who go to this little island, I believe off the coast of Canada, and this man shows up on the coast and he's asking for food and he's very hungry, and weird things start to devolve from there. Obviously this one kind of fits the Summerween vibes because it takes place on an island. It's very like kind of survival horror. It's very gross, very disgusting. So I would understand if you don't pick this one, but this one is a great Summerween pick. And then the second book that I have is one that I think is very underrated and not talked about enough on BookTube, and that is Jackal by Erin E. Adams. I love this one so much. It follows a woman and she has kind of left her town behind, and she's actually coming back because her best friend is getting married. And during the night of the wedding, the newlywed's daughter Caroline goes missing, and our main character begins to look into what is happening, and she realizes that there's actually a string of girls that have gone missing in this forest, specifically black girls, and she's kind of looking into it. This one's good for the summer because it has that very foresty vibe and also a wedding, so I feel like that also represents summer very well. So these are my 2 picks. Pick whichever one you like. They're both really, really good, and I highly recommend both.
I am absolutely terrified of Nick Cutter for no reason. So probably gonna read Jackal. I could like Nick Cutter. I don't know. I could, but I'm absolutely terrified. I do need to say that I love Deja's channel, so everyone please go check her out. I actually asked her knowing that we have some horror in common. And so if you like my taste in horror, check her out. You know, just do it. Do it for the girls. Do it for the plot. I'm scared. Jackal is probably gonna be the pick. I know like nothing about it, to be honest, but I am intrigued. So I'm gonna leave this open to like Cassidy throughout the month to decide whatever she wants to read. But I think Jackal will be the play. Thank you, Deja. I'm very excited. Hopefully our last roll. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're back on fantasy, which I think it's fun when I come like full circle on the board like this. This one, I let the romantasy get in. I didn't go just strictly fantasy, and for this one, I decided to pick up Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. Elise Kova is a previous 5-star author from me. Actually, one of the first romantasies I ever gave 5 stars. Technically, it's YA, but I still think it's a YA romantasy, which is Air Awakens. And this is a bit of a, I would say school setting's a little bit of a stretch, but she does have to like learn to use her magic. She ends up more like in the military doing like field work, but they do train her while she's here because she's supposed to be back home in school. And I loved this. And so the ones I didn't love from Elise Kova aren't school setting. They're a lot more like traditional romantasy with like the fae and stuff. And Arcana Academy is back, I believe, in a school setting. I mean, the word academy's in it, so it has to be a school setting, right? And I know that this book uses tarot magic, so it's perfect for this month, right? Like, I needed to get it in here. I have an arc of this, so I can get to it a little bit early, and I'm very, very intrigued. It's also, I believe, like fake dating or like arranged marriage. It says a woman who wields magical tarot cards lands herself in a false engagement with the headmaster of a mysterious academy in this first installment of an enthralling romantasy series. Okay, it is a school setting. We follow our main character Clara, who survived the underworld due to thievery and like a little bit of luck. But when a job goes awry, she's sentenced to prison for inking tarot cards, a rare power reserved for practitioners at the elite Arcana Academy. But when it feels like her luck has run dry, the headmaster of that academy comes and makes her a deal. He believes that she is the perfect tool to help him steal a tarot card out from underneath the king. She's a first-year student and his bride-to-be at the academy, and she's thrust into a world of arcane magic and royal intrigue where one misstep will send her back to prison or worse. Clara finds that the prince she swore to hate may not be what he seems. That's the headmaster, by the way. He's also the prince. But can she risk giving him power over the world and her heart, or will she take it for herself? Take it for yourself, girl. Forget him. Take it for yourself. But she's probably gonna not take it for herself because love. I think that sounds so good. I'm very, very intrigued. I'm very excited. I see threads of like this in that synopsis, and so that has me very excited because I loved this series so much. Mel and me do a book club every single month called the Not So Indie Archive, and we have a Discord read along of whatever book we pick. Currently, I'm filming this a little bit early, so we don't have a pick yet. I'm very intrigued to see what it is. If I know it by the time I'm editing this video, I'll leave it popped up on the screen, but if I don't, guess you have to join to find out. It's for our Patreon. I believe my 2 top tiers get access to it. I think Mel's are the same as well, but I could be wrong. Anyone in those tiers in both of our Patrons gets access to it. It's a lot of fun. I love reading along with everyone, and like we share our thoughts in Discord for whatever it is. I'll leave the announcement video for Tarot Readathon on the screen for you to check out, as well as another one of my videos if you'd like to keep hanging out with me. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video and you'd like to leave me an emoji just to say you were here, leave me something that reminds you of tarot. Just anything, like a card. Leave me a deck of cards, and have yourself an absolutely remarkable day.